Welcome to Tommy's Tackle Box, episode 3. Today we're going to talk about soft plastics. So really you can break soft plastics down into two categories. You've got your Berkeley soft plastics and other imitations. These are all biodegradable lures. Have to be kept in a solution, which you can see. And then you've got your squidgies, which are just, some of them are scented, but they're just the normal plastics. So we're going to go through the different types of varieties. Very important to have lots of different varieties, depending on what bait or around what target of fish you're chasing. But for me, there are a few main standouts. The first would have to be the swimming mullet. Now these guys are great. I like to stick to probably a pretty realistic colour. So we've got the gold pepper. So with that tail, pretty much what you're looking for with soft plastics is anything that's going to have a great movement in the water. So as you can see with these guys, they're going to be very realistic swimming through the water. I've also got the grey type in here. The best thing about these, they are scented. Fish are going to bite them and they are going to think that they're bait. The next one that you've got, and I've got many different sizes, are the jigging grubs. These guys, as you can see by the tail, great movement. So flathead, brim, whiting, they all love them. I've also got your slightly smaller pumpkin seed. These are good for whiting and brim and for when the fish are a bit picky. And then when you are chasing your bigger fish, you've got your big grubs there. Next, you've got your shrimps. Now with the shrimps, they're a bit stiffer, a bit harder to get movement. Great for little GTs, they love the shrimp. The shrimp are probably most effective when there are a lot of shrimp around naturally. So that's probably your best time to use your squids. Also, we've got the smaller version of the swimming mullet. This is the camo, the red, the green with the speckled. Also great, I often prefer to have a slightly smaller plastic than a larger one. The big fish will bite them, but you will also get the smaller ones. Then next you've got the wormtail style. So this paddle, that's surprisingly, these have also got a great movement. This natural greeny colour, also very effective for most of your styles of fish. Then you've got your more standard style of the pilchard. Got these in all different colours. Pumpkin seeds. Not quite as much movement. Great when you're chasing bigger fish. Very realistic. If you are getting the tails bitten off, a lot of the fish, a lot of your plastics, good to use something like this. A bit more durable, less likely to get bitten off. Then you've got your jerk shad. So these fellas here, they're glow in the dark, luminescent. And you can see that big crazy jerk shad tail. Now these are great when you're in the ocean chasing slightly bigger fish, snapper, mulloway, your pelagics, very effective lure. All soft plastic. Next, we've got our squidgies. So as you can see, this style has got the paddle tail. These are great. I love the paddle tail. Aren't very common in the Berkeley, but very prominent in the squidgies. So these ones here are meant to imitate a pilchard. Great for boat fishing. Also, you can cast these and use them like a lure off the rocks. Very realistic swimming style. Next, you've got these fellas here, which are very similar to the jerk shad. This is a 10 times tougher brand. So these are great for pelagics, super tough. These aren't going to get bitten off. You can reuse these over and over. Next, you've got your Bozo jerk grubs. So slightly bigger. These ones are glow in the dark. These are a great lure. Very tough, very durable, great at night. Also big tail, lots of movement. Okay, the next couple here, we've got the different varieties of your little paddle tails. Obviously the brighter for the more murky water and you're more realistic for when it's quite clear. These get a great result, though be warned you do get a lot of tails bitten off. So then you've got similar style, but with these long grub tails. Some more of your little paddle tails, also the smaller ones, very effective. These white baits, very realistic. Then you've got your scented prawns and then your little worms. These little worms with the paddle tail are great for freshwater. The scented prawns as well, also very realistic. A few more of your paddle tails. This pumpkin seed colour, camo, very, very effective. Get a lot of fish on these ones. Then you've got your flick baits where you can see the realistic tail, the clear tube, also these paddle tails with a bit of silver and black speckled through them. Very realistic, great movements, and yeah, these guys get smashed. Then you've got a few more of the paddle tails. These are some of those 10 times tough plastics. You can see in there with that hint of purple, which is also great. Very, very effective lures. So now, because you can't just cast out a soft plastic without a jig, we're going to look at a few different jig heads. Now there are some different styles. Obviously these guys stand out the most. They're your offshore jig heads. They're about 1 ounce. Yep, 1 ounce. Then you've got these different styles. Now you've got different heads on them. Generally I recommend the TTs. This is a 3/8. Nice size plastic jig head. Then you go down to your smaller sizes. When you are using your smaller plastics, obviously you've got to match your plastic with your jig head. Personally, I prefer to use a bit of extra weight when I'm casting, just because you get a more pronounced jig. Also, you can get them out further. So probably my biggest tip is use a bit more weight than a bit less, but also when it is really still, it's good to use a nice small jig head. So then you've also got your different styles. Doesn't make too much of a difference. This is a 1/2 ounce with your big offshore style hook, great for snapper. But yeah, the best thing to do is trial it out, see what works, and get out there and have some fun. Soft plastics are a great alternative to bait. Means you don't have to go out, get pilchards, worms, any of that sort of thing. These days, soft plastics pretty much incorporate any different style. You've even got the little paddle baits here. So all different colours, all different shapes. Strongly recommend getting into using them. Great fun on light gear. Righto guys, have a great one. See you later.